He don't talk right anyway. Hello, I'm Randy Horton. This is episode 9 of the Don't Talk Right podcast. And today I'm talking to Keyana The Artist. She's based in the United States and Georgia, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
In Georgia. And we're just here talking a little bit about her work and her experience and what she's going to be doing these days. So first of all, why don't you just introduce yourself, Keyana, and let us know what's going on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keyana The Artist. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a international poet, an indie author, an author of 7 books, and a little bit of more. I am more of not just a poet, but an author as well.
Okay, why don't we talk a little bit just about your background, how you got into writing, how long you've been writing, who your influences are, things like that.
Yes. Well, I started when I was 15 years old, when I was writing poetry. I got introduced to poetry when I was in high school, through drama school, and my drummer teacher, when she said, "Won't you read this poem?" And it was for a school grade. So I said, "Sure." And I started writing. And when I was writing, I didn't know what it was. All I knew it was some writing and poetry.
Mhm.
But I started performing in 2009. And then from 2009 to now, I am a professional poet. Um, it took me years to overcome the struggles, overcome stage fright, to reading with the paper, to looking on my phone. Now I don't need those things because now I present myself more deep into my heart, into the poetry. I just finished a children's book, which is her name is Journey, which is published now in the United States of Georgia libraries and also their region, as in the project Indie Arthur. So
Do you remember when you first got exposed to this poems through your art teacher? Was there a particular poem that stood out for you, a particular poet maybe?
the poem she gave us, it was a grade, my 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 Bible and I. So that was the poem she gave me to present.
Mhm.
So that was a good poem. And from there, that's when I learned to not to have stage fright.
Mhm.
And who inspired me as a poet is Maya Angelou,
Mhm.
William Shakespeare, and Langston Hughes. So those
Yeah.
like my three favorites.
I don't think anyone would argue with the quality of those three. So you're you're in
Yeah,
good
I know.
you're in good
Hmm.
company with those for sure. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting that you basically started out performing. I mean, a lot of people come to poetry kind of in their at home in their room or something and coming across the pages, but you were performing right from the very beginning. So did that
Yes.
did that influence you then? Did you develop more as a performance poet more than a page poet? Because you publish obviously, but you think you
Yes.
were more
I
focused
was
on performance?
more. I could say a little bit of both, but I was more performance poet before I came an Arthur. So performance was the more, you're speaking, you're going deep, you're going loving, and then someone said, you can write a book about it, and I was like, huh? And so, like you said, the different poets, Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, and William Shakespeare, and also Nikki Garibani,
Mm,
when they have their books out, and I'm like, wow, like Maya Angelou, she stopped writing when she's in her 80s. Hope I don't get like that, but but when you're a poet, you just keep writing and you keep writing, and it never stops. It's like you there, and you just like, okay, when I want to stop, it doesn't, because you just keep writing, regrouping, yeah, a, a clean sheet of paper, and you're just like, I got this clean sheet of paper. What I'm gonna write? you know, you just go, you know.
I don't know. I I think with all of them, but I know Nikki Giovanni especially, um,
Hmm.
her poetry, she tied pretty closely to music, um,
Yeah.
jazz in particular, I think. And I was
Hmm.
wondering if you had any relationship with music at all with your poems, or is it just the words?
Me, it's just the poems. Like I listen to music too, but it's more like you said, I like jazz,
Mhm.
a little bit of gospel too, but I'm more like in a jazz see the world, you know.
Mhm. I think that's the same as Nikki Giovanni, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering
Hmm.
the essays from her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much the jazz person. Um, when did you start publishing from, so you started performing in high school. When did you start publishing works?
In 2017,
Mm.
and then and now I'm still publishing.
Well,
The last published I just finished was Her Name is Journey, a little girl that overcomes fears and self-esteem and bullying.
excellent. And we were talking about the books you published. Are they all, sorry, are they all poetry books?
Yes, they are poetry books.
And
They all on Amazon
very good.
and other places too.
Um, do you want to read one?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do Her Name is Journey. Um, and the book poem is called Pretty Miss. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty. See, I've been called pretty all my life. How am I known to be pretty? Because of the dark skin and pretty long hair. See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty. Hey, pretty, do I change the color of the rainbow? Do I change the color of my skin? See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm the little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm the little shy girl that wants to fit in all the right places. See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm the little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm this little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. Do I wear jeans or do I wear a skirt? See, I'm pretty just the way I am. I'm the little shy girl that's called pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm the little shy girl that's called pretty.
Very good. And since you've written a children's book and you have this that sort of relates to children, as do you do any work with children? Do you perform to children or
Yes, yes.
in schools or
I did a few events virtual. Right now I do workshops virtual, but I work with some through COVID and trying to get connected with some more places as well. So I'm just waiting. Yeah.
Wh- where do you perform? Where would people find you performing your poetry?
You can perform me for your open mic. You can find me in other open mics, virtual. And some in California, London, a little bit of more when you go into eventbrite.com under Keyana The Artist. Everywhere you'll see mostly all my work.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'll mention, just if anybody is listening, mine is called Write and Release, and you can find us online. So, and you have appeared there, and I'm very grateful to have you there. Um, what other things inform your poetry? Sort of what influences you? What subjects do you write about? I mean, we've heard one, so we know one subject. What kind of things sort of motivate your poetry?
Sometimes it's all about nature. Some of my poems is mostly like self-help, overcome fear, bullying, um, I was saying it earlier, I do workshops like poetry therapy, I do open mics, reading to the children, different things like that. So it's more of self help most of it, and then most of it's mostly like nature, God, different things like that. So spiritual.
On the parts related to nature, some poets write very specific poetry to their place. Is yours sort of tied to where you are in Georgia, or is it on a more of a global scale?
It's more of a global scale. How I feel in that moment, or most time poets write on tragedy. I don't know why that comes out the best work ever, but some be tragedy, and then some of it is like, oh, something creative and something nice, you're regrouping, you know.
What what do you think? I mean, when you're reading poetry, you read Nikki Giovanni, you read Shakespeare, you read Langston Hughes. What makes their writing good? What about it attracts you that makes it so compelling?
Well, as a poet like me, I could see most of it, their tragedy through their art, from just picking up a pen and a paper of saying, hey, I got a voice. And if the voice is wrong, okay, I'm going to do my voice. It could be good, it could be bad, it can be shallow, it can be not, it's like you expressing yourself, but most of the time it's like, how deep can you go? So,
Do you want to do another one?
sure. Okay,
Why
this
not?
is my other one. All right. Keyana The Artist. Keyana the Artist. I'll go around the world to tell my story to every girl, for every boy, to every man, and every woman. I go around the world to tell my story, all in one. The attitude of character to visible love to unspoken word. I'm the artist. I'm the artist. He believe in God, believe also in me. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman with faith with God. What matters to me, what falls in place to never suggestify what you could become. Every day is a new day. Every day is a bright and sunny day. I tend to be with my friends to become even more. My deepest fear is to believe in yourself, to judge me because I am black. This moment of speech. Now walk in my shoes. Now walk in my shoes. Now walk in my shoes. My naysayers can't say what to say about you because I am somebody. Because I am somebody. To the natural hair, to the natural eyes, look at me. I'm natural. Success determines you. Is this mic on? Can I have your attention, please? Words and words to dream reality. So why I am here? Because I'm the next generation.
Very good. In your poem, you talk a lot about kind of your personal journey. Do you want to talk a little bit
Yes,
about what your personal journey has been as it relates to your poetry?
yes. My personal journey as a person, coming from a childhood that was in foster care, to growing up into a called like abuse home, to alcohol, to drugs. So I lived through it. So at the age of 15, raising my mom's children when she was not there. So it was like more of a adult thing at 15, and you're like, hey, I'm only 15. There's no parent in a home.
Mm.
And being sent out to foster care at 6 years old, it showed me as a foster kid, it doesn't matter what situation you in, the more you proceed yourself, the more independent you are, the more you embrace yourself, you more to see in yourself, hey, I can be somebody,
Mm.
I can do something, I might not be what you call it, the top people with PhD, but I know I can be somebody in myself through creative writing, to poetry, to writing, to Arthur, but I know in myself I can be somebody. So
So it sounds like the poetry is healing. I mean, reading and expressing poetry is healing, but this process of writing it as a whole process of becoming for you. So you'd mentioned earlier that the poetry was kind of self-help, but
yes.
it was really the process of creating the
Hmm.
poetry was also a process sort of defining yourself and creating yourself as you are now. Would that be how you see it?
Yes, being more creative. It's just a lot of words with art. And when I was little too, when I was in the fourth grade, that's when I learned how to learn about words through spelling bee.
Hmm.
So spelling bee was my other niche of learning words, spelling them you know, and I'm like, oh, I just love words. Words is um inspirational. Some people use it for bad, but I use it for good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you Are you involved in any other arts? Painting. I think you mentioned drama.
Yeah. Painting, yes. I paint. I'm trying to be able to put something together for that, but I paint glasses, like bases and glasses. So I got into that as well.
Do these different methods of creativity ever cross over in any way?
I think so. I think most artists are like that because it's like we love so much art and we put ourselves in this creative world and we don't want to come out this creative world. And we know the normal life, go to work, clock in, but we like, okay, we have our art, we showing it to the world, put it to exhibit, get it paid over here, festivals, stuff like that. So it's like we creative too, you know. People can have it hanging on their wall, so
So if I'm getting this right, you went to a drama, you didn't go to a drama school, you had a drama teacher.
drama teacher, yes.
And
Hmm.
so do you do any acting, or I guess the
I
poetry
did a
performance is a form of acting, but
couple of years ago, I did a monologue,
hmm.
which was really nice here in Atlanta. So I did do that one. It was based on young ladies. They was telling their story, and I was actually this one lady. I actually still connect with her to this day. She's in another state, but she had this idea of this woman thing she was doing, and all she had was her briefcase and an idea. So I actually did her poem.
Hmm.
So I was very happy to do that monologue for her. I still have it to this day, and I still contact her to this day. So
Very good.
yeah,
It's
but
just
that's
that.
the only time I ever did a monologue. That was back in I think 2018, 17, around that time.
So you haven't tried any sort of long form pieces with your poetry? Maybe a one person show with the poems that you've written, or maybe one extended poem or anything?
No, I haven't done nothing yet. I was thinking about doing something with the children, the little girls' book, some kind of way. I'm trying to be creative with that. I don't know how I'm going to do something with that, but I was thinking about an idea with her, the little girl book. So,
Mhm. So you've written one children's book. How many books of poetry?
um, it was seven altogether. I did three children's books. One is called The Journey, when the kids is going on a journey. The other one is the Journey ABC, which is like affirmation. A for amazing, B for brilliant.
Mm.
You're telling the kid to be amazing and stuff like that. And then her name is Journey. And then I have Power Virtuous Woman, which is a spiritual book. And then I did why we want to tell versus why anyone listens. A journal for teenagers, and then the other one is God Amazing and the Artist. So them the only ones I have left. So
Very good. And
mhm.
um, where are they available to people?
Yes,
If people want to buy.
they're available on Amazon. If you just key in my name, Keyana the Artist, Keyana, the dash is in the middle, the artist, TheArtist.
Very good. Do you want to read another one and then we can kind of talk about that a little bit?
Sure. All right. My poem, The Journey. Um, Journey. This road that's called journey as we take this long walk. This journey may seem long. Hey, journey, which way to go? Which way to turn? Hey, journey, is there something up the road? Oh, journey, the burdens are heavy. Why do we have to take these things off? Oh, journey, I have to take God with me. He's the light of the path. Oh, journey, we walk by faith and not by sight. Oh, journey, God is the beginning and the end. Oh, journey is a new start, a new destiny, new people. I am this journey that's called life.
Yeah. How does that can you just talk a little bit about how that poem, what it means to you, I guess, or how it
Well,
relates?
that poem, I wrote that poem actually through the pandemic.
Mm,
And reason why, because when everything went shut down, I mean, shut down to the point I had people asking me, what do we need to do? And the creative people said, oh, we finna create.
mhm,
So when I was looking at the journey, we was all going on a different journey. Either we had an idea, we didn't have an idea, and we had an idea through the pandemic. I met a lot of artists on my pandemic journey because
mhm,
it was more learning how to get out the box, learning other countries. I've been performing virtually from England to Japan to Australia to Africa, all types, So my work is now in other countries. So that's a blessing for me. And to meet other people on that journey, because once again, some poets was just beginning. Some poets was in the middle.
mhm.
And then some poets say, hey, I got to do a slingshot. I got to get out farther. So
Mm.
now it's. But
It
yeah, it inspired me to be on that journey um, and to inspire myself even more.
there's some irony in the fact that when we were locked in our houses, literally locked in our houses for that year or months,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
that's when you would write something called a journey, when you couldn't take a literal journey anywhere, but a lot of us did branch out. I mean, I ran I used to run a poetry group locally, and we went online, and suddenly, like you, I had people from Australia, I had people from America calling in, I had some from South Africa, Singapore, and it really
yes.
did broaden our world at a time when our world was physically limited. It was quite a time.
Hmm.
Well, that's getting us kind of close to the end. Did you have any thoughts or anything as we sort of wrap up here?
I just say, as a poet, continue to write. As a poet, for me, I'm going to continue to write. I'm going to continue to inspire others. I'm going to continue to write a book, paint, however my mind is going to do. But I'm glad to be on this show, inspired from Mr. Randy and his poetry and his podcast and his open mic. And I say thank you for my audience for picking me to do this interview. And I'm Keyana the Artist. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Keyana the Artist. And I look forward to seeing you at open mics, and I look forward to seeing your work in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you.